As-salaam wa-alaikum, brothers and sisters. This is year 7 of the 17 Verses podcast. I'm your host, Maher Haq. In this podcast, we take a small selection from the Quran every day and recite it to you in plain English, so you can get a small slice of God's word while you go about your day. By averaging 17 verses per day, we're able to break the Quran down into manageable pieces and finish it in 1 year. If you enjoyed the podcast, please help spread the word. Tell your friends and family, subscribe in Apple Podcasts or Stitcher or wherever you get your podcasts, and write us a review. Show notes and a transcript can be found at 17verses.com. That's the numbers 17verses.com. Today's selection is from Surah 22, Al-Hajj or Pilgrimage, verses 11 through 25. These verses discuss the behavior of those standing at the verge of faith, God's help to His messengers, a description of the disbelievers' garments in hell, and the rights of natives and foreigners to access Masjid-al-Harãm or the Kabah. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. There are some people who worship Allah, standing on the verge of faith, that is, half faith and half disbelief. When such a person is blessed with good fortune, he is content. But if he encounters a trial, he turns back headlong, thus losing both this world and the hereafter, which is a clear-cut loss. Then, instead of Allah, he starts calling those deities who can neither help nor harm him. Now that is going too far off in the deviation from the right way. He is calling upon those who are more likely to harm than help. What an evil master and what an evil friend he chooses for help. As for those who believe and do good deeds, Allah will admit them to gardens beneath which rivers flow. Surely Allah does what He wants. If anyone thinks that Allah will not help His messenger in this world and in the hereafter, let him stretch out a rope to the sky if he can, and cut a hole to peep through, and see for himself whether his device can avert that which irritates him. Thus have we revealed this Quran in clear verses, and verily Allah gives guidance to whom He wants. Surely, as for those who are true believers, or the Muslims, the Jews, the Sabians, the Christians, the Magians, and the ones who commit shirk, or polytheists, Allah will judge between them on the day of resurrection, for Allah is a witness over everything. Do you not see how all who dwell in the heavens and the earth bow down and worship to Allah, including the sun, the moon, the stars, the mountains, the trees, the animals, and a large number of people, even a large number of those deserving of punishment? He who is humbled by Allah has none who can raise him to honor. Surely Allah does what He pleases. These are the two adversaries, the believers and the disbelievers, who dispute with each other about their Lord. As for the disbelievers, garments of fire will be cut out for them. Boiling water will be poured over their heads, which will not only melt their skins but also the inner parts of their bellies. And there will be maces of iron to lash them. Whenever in their anguish they try to escape therefrom, they will be forced back therein and will be told, "Taste the punishment of conflagration." As for those who have faith and do good deeds, Allah will certainly admit them to gardens beneath which rivers flow. They shall be decked with pearls and bracelets of gold, and their garments will be of silk. This is because, during their life on earth, they were guided to accept the pure words of Allah, and they were shown the way of the All-Praiseworthy. As for those who are unbelievers, and debar others from the way of Allah, and from the Masjid-al-Harãm, to which we have assigned all mankind with equal rights, whether they are natives or foreigners, and whoever intends to deviate from righteousness to wrongdoing in its vicinity, we will make him taste a painful punishment. Ameen. This concludes today's episode of the 17 Verses podcast. I hope that this selection helps increase your understanding of the Holy Quran just a little bit. If you like the podcast, you can subscribe in iTunes or Stitcher and write us a review. Or you can grab the RSS feed and put it into your own podcast app. The show notes, including a text version of this episode, can be found by going to 17verses.com. That's the numbers 17verses.com. Thank you, and be well.